Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It is...
Can I get in with you there?
Yeah, 3:10 in the morning. So this is quite an unusual time for us. I've been asleep on the sofa all evening, wake up, ton of missed calls, but of course I can't be ringing people now in Europe.
No.
But hello America, hello Australia, hello all the rest of the world that's awake, while the others are asleep.
I'm not enough.
Oh, you're not, are you?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, it's going to be a right mixed bag. I was just... because I can't sleep now, because I've been asleep all evening, because we went into work. We haven't been in work for a while, and working on the dolphin boat. And I saw all the comments on your video about, you know, safety first and all that.
Oh, yeah.
It is and it isn't. It is and it isn't. I was just replying to someone on one of your comments on your video that they were saying, you know, it's a necessary evil. It is and it isn't. One of my particular niggles, and I would love to meet the people who made the decisions at this convention. It's called STCW. Is that they used to allow us to have life rafts that are called open reversible. I am going to get onto Meghan and the other stuff in a minute, but this is a niggle of mine. The open reversible life raft is like a paddling pool. Doesn't matter which way up it lands, and then the passengers just jump into it. But oh no, the powers that be decided that we need a SOLAS life raft with a roof, and the entrance is like that, and you have to climb a ladder like a pair of tights. Now, a lot of our passengers may never have been to sea, they may never have been on a boat. They'd be freaked out anyway in that situation, and then to expect them to have to do that, I think it's outrageous, and I'd really like to get hold of the people who made that decision and explain the difficulties. And the reason they did it is because some poor souls, they froze in the North Sea. All right, there's different seas, there's different temperatures, and they don't seem to sort of take account for that. It's almost as if they have never worked on a commercial boat themselves. Anyway, moving on from that, I see rumours from Lambeth Palace.
Are there?
Oh yes, which I don't believe for a second. The rumours are that an insider at Lambeth Palace has said that King Charles is desperately begging Harry and Meghan to come to the coronation. Votes below, you believe that one?
Puff piece by any chance from Montecito?
I don't know if it's a puff piece or it's the well-meaning someone that really is at Lambeth Palace.
What will happen if Prince Charles doesn't, King Charles...
Got to speak up a little bit because of the height of the
King
ceiling.
Charles doesn't invite them to the coronation, then he won't get Harry and Meghan's blessing, will he?
Well, that was one piece that I saw just about an hour ago, and I just thought it irritates me is that all the time. Will they? Won't they? Will they? Won't they? Will they? Won't they? This crappy game, this boring crappy game that goes on.
They're going to get booed if they rock up, that's for sure. I
deeply suspect so, actually, and I don't think they should go at all. For their own good, if for no other reason, because...
Isn't Harry getting paid 100 million to do a running commentary of the coronation?
I seriously doubt that.
Some American news company.
I doubt that one. I doubt that one. I mean, who knows where these... do these rumours emanate from the Sussex camp? Do they emanate from the palace? Or are they just... publications making stuff up? Because really, when you say insiders say or friends say, it's a licence to say what you like, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're not naming anyone here.
This is nonsense.
Friends say.
It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I also see Charles is thinking of doing an interview with one of the Dimblebys.
Is he?
Which they say is to set the record straight with Harry. Again, I don't believe that. He might do an interview with one of the Dimblebys about the monarchy. I seriously doubt he's going to talk about Harry and Meghan in it.
If he doesn't interview anyone, he should do it with Edward.
That would be
quite good at media stuff.
That would actually be quite cool, yeah.
I like Edward, he was alright, he seemed alright when I met him.
And what was the other rumour? There's another piece of news that's come out.
Oh, is there?
Oh yeah, I mean, I see all these puff pieces like, buy this dress now. It looks just like what Meghan wore. Then you can look just like Meghan. It's all so banal and boring, and it's almost as if there's no substance to Harry and Meghan.
All I saw in the news today was that guy got beaten to death in America by
that was awful.
Police.
I don't like that talking about.
I'm not going to bring the subject up, but
like
I'll bet you any money Meghan jumps on that one.
I don't know that she will actually at the moment. Oh yes, that was the other thing. She and Harry have parted company with a couple of their production team, top production. A couple of people who work with them on Spotify. Apparently, their services are no longer required, and I think one person who worked on the Netflix mockumentary. Apparently, their services are no longer required. So. Make what you will of that.
I mean, their advisors are not doing as they're told.
Is that a budget-cutting exercise? Is that there are not going to be any more Spotify or mockumentary Netflix things?
Don't know.
I thought they'd already
How's his book doing?
Terrible, apparently. I was watching Queen Gertie and she was quoting certain sources saying, well, it will fall off a cliff, won't it? Because the first day it's out, everybody would rush. Yeah. And then... that's it, isn't it?
Well, loads of people have been reading it and criticised it and laughing at bits of it, and so I suppose by the time you get your copy of it, you'll have known everyone will have told you what's in it.
Maybe, maybe not. I didn't read Burrells' book until that had been out about 20 years.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm not looking forward to reading it. I mean, I might have a flick through it. It's very, very kind of Absolutely Average to send it, because he got it on a special price, so I'll sort him out as soon as it arrives. But, that's also a problem. People have tried sending things to Gibraltar, generally from the UK, and unfortunately we do have a postcode in Gib, only one. It's just one postcode because it's such a small place, and apparently the post office and all the delivery services think that's in Aldershot, and I've had people... really frustrated, and what they've had to do is remove the postcode. There's some sort of glitch at the moment. Everything goes to Aldershot.
Right. I used to live in Aldershot, and my postcode was GU11 1PH, I think.
We're GX11AA1 or something like that, and yet it just
They're
automatically...
giving you a Guildford postcode.
It says Dolphin Safari, Sixth Square, Marina Bay, Gibraltar, Aldershot. So I wonder if Ross's book is going to end up in Aldershot and then coming back to him.
It used to be GBZ123. That's what I always put.
I always used to put GBZ123 because the system doesn't recognise it, and then it definitely comes to Gib. But anyway, they'll have to sort that out. So what do you guys think? I guess most of you would think that no, Harry and Meghan shouldn't go to the coronation. I saw a bizarre article. I can't remember which newspaper it was, whether it was the Evening Standard or the Daily Mail, saying that the majority of Brits want them to go. I find that very, very hard to believe. I mean, where were they asking people?
Montecito?
Apparently not. There's been a couple of articles there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a word about their neighbours. They've got one particular neighbour who's British. He's an expat. Can't remember his name, and he's quite vocal about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I've got to say, Spare is not available here in Spain. Graham went and looked in Carrefour. I couldn't be bothered because Carrefour is so huge. Carrefour. He said, no, I won't go and look in the book section. Let's have a look and see if his book's on the shelf. Even if it's in Spanish, it's not there. It's not there at all. And they've got the top 10 and they've got the top 100. We looked all over for it, and then finally, once Graham was satisfied that it wasn't there, we were able to get on with the shopping. So no, it's not. And I haven't seen it in Gib, actually, although I'm not sure I've really looked.
Well, the bookshop's gone bust.
Yeah, the Gibraltar Bookshop closed down years ago. Anyway, so, rumours. What kind of bizarre puff pieces have you seen? Are the puff pieces just being kept alive by a skeleton staff of PR? Because Meghan's just not out there at all. She's not visible at all. The word she's put out is, this is Harry's moment. Let Harry shine in the sun. Now, if they are, in the unlikely event, if they are still together, and I still genuinely believe they split up ages ago, and they're just saying all this, you know, to make hay while the sun shines with Netflix and stuff. I would say, as I've said many times over the last year, Harry and Meghan, your children are tiny, enjoy it while it lasts, and move into the middle of nowhere and be with nature and film a nature docu-series or something. I can imagine that's the last thing Meghan's ever going to do.
Tom Cruise to drive up here
but
halfway.
Tom Cruise and touch her.
Oh Meghan,
no chance.
From our next blockbuster.
No chance. Does he want his entire life and family gossiped about on documentaries or allegations being thrown out? But that would be my advice to them, is to move out into the middle of nowhere. And that's coming from us who work with Mother Nature and wild animals. They do say never work with animals or children, and those dolphins, they can be tricky to work with, but it is a lovely job, isn't it? Because we're out on the sea, we are with Mother Nature.
Yeah.
I could see Harry absolutely loving doing something like that, or going to Africa, or even in America. It was the Hummingbirds that they had on the Netflix series, and I thought they were CGI, and loads of you...
He seems to like animals.
If I can finish my sentence.
Or just agreeing
Loads of you actually said that you do have hummingbirds there. And it's really important to say that, because so many of them explained in all of North America, in Canada, and all the way down, and Mexico, and you get a red drink or something, and the little birds come. They come right up to you.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah. We don't have them over here.
Don't we? Maybe we have something. Have we got kingfishers?
Swallows.
They're nothing like
what
a
are those
hummingbird.
that come in here sometimes? And
Yeah, they're
hover
swallows. They come in the house.
They're not like hummingbirds.
They're really
but
lovely, lovely.
They can sort of hover, but not like a hummingbird.
I saw a flock of flamingos about 9 months ago. They flew
Yeah.
really low over the boat.
Because, we're 22 miles from Africa, so we're on a migratory route for over 200 different species of birds at various times of the year. So, but I don't know which ones.
And they sounded like geese. I heard them coming a mile off, and I thought, oh, geese. And they were formating in a big wing.
Big V, yeah.
And they went really low.
We get puffins as well. I've seen them coming in low level.
Yeah, and storks.
We've got loads of them around here. I said to you the other day when we went to Lidl's, I said, let's film the storks.
We will film the storks.
They've all built nests at the top of these electricity pylons.
Yeah.
And they stand there like that.
Yeah, they make a massive platform on the top of the pylon, and they're all up there, storks. It's incredible. So yeah, we get a lot of birds here.
I've had one request for your opinion on something.
What's that?
What's your opinion on the barriers at the runway?
The barriers, in what respect?
What do you think of them?
Well, it's kind of important so people don't cross
obviously
the runway when an aeroplane's taking off and landing.
What about when an aeroplane's not taking off and landing? What's your opinion on them being shut then?
Oh, there is somebody who works in the air traffic control, and for some reason, it's usually on Sundays, it's usually in the summer, when everybody's really, really dog-tired. Because, you know, we're all workers, we're all service industry, so we don't do Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We work mornings, nights, we work all round, and I see builders covered in plaster, even on a Sunday, and we're just burning in the sun, and there is somebody in the air traffic control at the Tower of Gib, keeps the runway shut for 40 minutes, sometimes an hour and a half. I mean, I could get my pet snail to cross that runway back and forth several times, but thankfully we haven't had that lately. I don't know why they do that, because in between movements they lift the barriers, and it takes about
4 minutes to walk across.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a Zimmer frame, maybe 10 minutes. So to keep the runway shut for an hour and a half is kind of...
Sometimes they open the barrier, let the cars go, but the pedestrians have to wait.
Yeah.
It's the red man.
That's a niggle.
And you're sitting there for 10, 15 minutes
and
before
what's
they close
worse
the barrier
is
again.
the amount of people build up the longer the barrier's shut, until you can actually end up with a couple of thousand people each side, and then when they do open it and we meet in the middle, everybody has to widen into the road and down the runway to get around each other, because the whole country's brought to a halt.
We were waiting one day, we were sitting there at the barrier for like 10-15 minutes, and then the plane started to taxi. I thought, he wasn't even ready. And I was shouting at this copper saying, what's wrong with him? Haven't they got a radio? Can't they talk to the pilot?
All right.
Well,
anyway, I'm sure they're not busy on Facebook or Instagram checking their following.
Nothing to do.
Ignoring. Anyway, so yeah, what do you think about rumours? What's going on? Thoughts, opinions. Thank you very much for listening.